Okay guys, here we have my German aircraft carrier, the Seydlitz. The miniature itself is basically already completed. I've painted the miniature, and all that it's lacking are just the lines that run vertically and horizontally. In the past I used to have a real hard time when it came to painting straight lines. So the solution to the problem was for me to come up with my own version of the painter's tape. The solution was actually rather simple. What I did was that I took Scotch tape. I pre-cut 2 long strips of or slivers of Scotch tape and set it on top of the miniature, or the surface of the flight deck of the miniature. The idea though is to leave enough of the flight deck exposed between the 2 strips of tape that in turn will become the line that you intend to paint. So once you have preset the 2 pieces of tapes, and make sure that they're both more or less running aligned with each other and not crooked, you simply paint over that line. Once you paint, you let it set for approximately, I would say, like about a half hour to an hour. Make sure that it's dry. Once the paint is dry, then you can remove the tape. What you should end up getting is a clear, crisp, line as a product of your work. And paint the surface of my flight deck. And I will just carefully paint the exposed sliver of the flight deck that is in between both slivers of Scotch tape that I've preset on the flight deck. There you go. What I normally do is I go over that sliver about 2 or 3 times. Make sure that the paint works its way in there. You also have to make sure that the paint is thin enough so that it can actually make its way in between both slivers of Scotch tape. There you go. I think that's about enough. What I do now is I wait about half hour to about an hour, let it dry really well. This is key. If you don't allow for the paint to dry properly, when you remove the tape, what's going to happen is that it's going to create smudges running the length of the line that you just painted. So my advice is wait at least the time necessary for the paint to dry. Once it dries, you can then safely remove the tape without any smudges. So you have to do that in order to get that crisp straight line that you want on the surface of your flight deck. I need to apologize. Unfortunately, I wanted to show you the video where I actually removed the tape from the surface of the flight deck of the aircraft carrier. Unfortunately, I somehow deleted that video. It was a mistake that I made, so I'm going to have to bypass that segment. But however, this is the end product. This is how your carrier should look like. If by any chance you do have some paint, if you have some paint seepage onto the flight deck, all that you have to do is just touch it up with the original paint that the flight deck is painted with. So that should clear up any blemishes in case if there is seepage on it. I've gone ahead and repeated the same process for the arresting cables. I've attached 2 slivers of Scotch tape horizontally to the flight deck of the miniature. As you can see, there's a very thin sliver of exposed flight deck for me to paint. So what I'll do first is After attaching the Scotch tape, I'll gently rub the surface of the flight deck of the tape this way, it adheres and basically removes any air bubbles that may be trapped under the Scotch tape. Okay, so you do that gently for a little bit. Okay, and once you do that, okay, you take your brush and you go ahead and paint the surface of the miniature. Okay, this should give me a very fine line which should imitate the arresting cables. And of course I will go ahead and repeat this process 3 or 4 times to give the proper effect. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just wait, let it dry, and then remove the tape. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and remove the horizontal slivers of Scotch tape. Okay, here we go. Let's do this gently. I'm getting out of focus. There we go. Let's try it again. Here we go, nice and gently. There you go. Let's remove the second one. There you go. Okay. Sorry. I'm getting out of focus for some reason. There you go. Okay, so there's your arresting cable. Okay, so now all that we have to do is repeat this process about, 2 or 3 more times, and you'll have the arresting cables that you need for your miniature, for your flight deck. All right, here we have the painted miniature. Okay, as you can see, I have included as much detail as I possibly could to the flight deck of the miniature. Okay, as you can see, I painted the vertical landing strip color white, and I've also incorporated 3 arresting cables to the rear of the flight deck. Okay, at the bottom of the hull of the ship, I've included or attached the name of the ship, the Seydlitz. All right, let me just turn it around from a different angle so you could see how straight the line actually is running the length of the miniature. There we go. Okay guys, I hope that I've been able to be of some assistance to those of you out there who want to paint your own miniatures. And I know that Paul Rodovich had been one of those persons who had asked me how I go about painting my flight deck lines and details. Well, I hope that what my way of painting works for you, Paul, and for those of you who are also interested in painting your own miniatures. Guys, that's about it. This is video number 28, and until next time.